My name is Gretchen Ho, news anchor, host, advocate, and all-around woman in action. And I'm here for She Connects to share 3 ways on how to use your platform to empower others. Never underestimate the power of a good story. You never know who might be listening. When I started out, I was actually very intimidated with writing and reporting stories for TV. It started a couple of years back when my boss challenged me to write a story of my own, and I was so shocked because my producers cried after they watched it. That's when I thought I could probably do this more often. And I was trying to figure out what my direction was as a news anchor. I was into a lot of things: health, sports, travel, pushing for my own advocacies. So I thought, here's one thing that ties them all together. I'm always on the go. I'm always in action. I used that on my Instagram bio, and for some reason, people started calling me that, Woman in Action. Last year on my birthday, I decided to launch my own brand called Woman in Action. Together with that, my own website. Woman in Action is a mantra for myself, but it's also my advocacy. I want my story to be an example. I want to share the stories of other people to spark positive change. I think the first part of any story is to find the stories that are worth telling. Find out what stories aren't being told, do your due diligence and research. I started out with the stories of people who didn't get as much exposure but were equally talented and had compelling stories. I felt that I had a special affinity with the stories of women across different fields, from sports to business to NGOs and the youth. As a millennial, my goal is to bring diversity in storytelling. Kasi pakiramdam ko, ang daming misconception against millennials. People say we're entitled, people say we can't commit, people say we're always on our phones, but I think we just really speak a different language. I've always tried to break boundaries with my storytelling. Sportscasting, covering the NBA, racing, or biking. As a woman, I'm very proud to be in a space that's male-dominated. I feel like just by being there, by telling these stories, I can empower other women to do the same. The second thing is to get to the heart of the story. Perspective is so important. I can't stress that enough. It's very important when you really know what a person is trying to tell you, which requires you to see things from their point of view. I celebrated my 30th birthday in lockdown. I remember just how helpless I was feeling. You'd hear stories of nurses who had to walk for hours just to get to work that day, and I was wondering, what could I do about it? And as I started listening to the stories of those people around me, it became clear to me that we needed to get the word out there. We needed to go beyond the cold facts that we were seeing and tell these personal stories. Sometimes it's hard to see the whole picture, especially on social media. Social media can get so toxic, but I believe it can also be a great tool for awareness. Through social media, we told stories of our healthcare workers, a delivery boy who resorted to rollerblades during the transport shutdown. All of that inspired us to start and grow Donate the Bike Save a Job campaign, from being a simple tweet to a whole fundraiser. Our storytelling through photos, videos, even short IG stories help people become more aware of the reality that was happening outside of their homes. From 50 bikes, we got to donate over 1,100 bikes, vests, and helmets to frontliners in 10 cities all over Metro Manila, as well as typhoon victims in Naga and Cagayan. Through this project, I discovered the power of social media, not just in informing people, but also in creating impact. I took advantage of my network and the following that I had to get these stories out. Hindi ako nahiya. I wanted to go beyond my job as a storyteller, because apart from doing justice to the story that I was entrusted to tell, I wanted to influence their lives in a real, solid, sustainable manner. Which leads me to my third point, to harness the power of storytelling and to take action. Dito pumapasok yung public service. It's a challenge I give to everybody to help. But before you're able to take action in the lives of other people, you have to take action in your own life first. And just a little background, when I was a student, I always felt like my calling was in public service. I really wanted to work for an NGO. But through Woman in Action, I found a way to do just that, but in my own way. You know, I feel so blessed for having been given the spotlight at a very young age. Together with that blessing, I feel like it's also my responsibility to turn the spotlight on other people whose stories need to be told. Just seeing people tell stories and share their light can be so empowering. Whether it's from their own homes, their own spaces, it opens doors and will open doors for other people. So never underestimate the power of your own story. Your light, whatever it is, might inspire someone out there to do better. All you have to do is to keep on shining. I think I've gone through a lot of transitions in my own life. I was a student, an athlete, a contributing reporter, a host. Now I'm a news anchor and an advocate. Having all of these roles is what motivated me to go beyond what was expected. They encouraged me to push beyond the boundaries of who I could be. But you know what has always given me strength and the will to push forward was really my network of support, many of whom are women. And I'm brave enough to tell these stories because I was blessed with good coaches, great teammates, both in volleyball and in my career. My light comes from their light. Hindi ko talaga kakayanin itong mag-isa. I may be a storyteller, the one talking to you guys, to the camera right now, but I'm here because of all the people who've helped me, all the people who set examples and empowered me to be where I am. Which is why I say that the power of storytelling can spark the most profound change for women everywhere. Connect with other women, know them, and help them tell their stories. My name is Gretchen Ho, a beacon for PLDT Home.